being said, we've got Katie Corkern in the studio with us, the mother of sweet little 9-year-old Connor Corkern. Katie, thank you for fighting this weather and traffic and joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I always like having you guys in studio, so I appreciate you coming in. So you are the mom of a dream child.
I am.
Tell me your story from the beginning. We'll get to dreams come true, but tell me about Connor.
Okay. At 6 weeks old, Connor was diagnosed at Children's Hospital with a rare brain malformation called schizencephaly.
Okay.
And so that left him severely developmentally delayed. He's also missing his pituitary gland, so he's hormone deficient, and he's also blind. And we left the hospital when he was a baby at a few months old with a lot of uncertainties. We weren't sure how Connor would turn out. The doctors couldn't give us an answer, so we just kind of left with blind faith that, everything would be okay. And the first few years of his life were full of therapies and doctor's appointments and hospital stays. And overall, Connor did really well with his determination. He learned to cruise on furniture. He could say mama, and he could even say I see you. He was eating by mouth. He was just completely aware of his surroundings.
How did you feel the first time he said
joyful.
mama? Amazing.
Yes, he was about 3 when he said it, and that was probably the happiest day of my life, for sure. So he was doing really well for the first few years, and then 4 years ago today, actually, he was placed in an induced coma in the PICU at Children's Hospital.
So he was 5 years old?
Yes, yes. And he had a 36-hour long seizure, so he was in status. And that meant that his brain just wouldn't stop seizing. So in order to stop the seizure, to save his brain, they had to place him in a phenobarbital coma. And the doctors told us that they weren't sure he would wake up, or if he did, how cognitive he would be. A week later, he did wake up, and when he opened his eyes and I started talking to him, he actually smiled.
Oh, that made me cry.
So it was a joyful day, that he, was aware. But we definitely did leave the hospital a few months later with a different child. He could no longer sit up. He could barely hold his head up. He had to get a feeding tube. His seizures increased. He got put on 6 different seizure meds.
Goodness gracious.
And his health declined rapidly. He started having respiratory problems more often than not. We were in the hospital. We called it our home away from home because we were there so much.
And Connor has 2 brothers, you were telling me off air, 11 and 5. What are their names?
Aaron is 11 and Cooper is 5.
Aaron and Cooper, and they're healthy?
Yes. Oh, they're incredibly healthy, active boys.
So tell me the effect it takes on you guys as a family. I mean, that's got to be incredibly hard to go through, and that's easy for me to say. But
my husband and I, we both have full-time jobs, and then our other boys have extracurricular activities. And so they deal with a lot with Connor because he sees so many doctors and he does so many therapies, and he takes 12 daily meds that keep him alive, basically. And so they see him have seizures after seizures, and they could feel sorry for him or feel like they never get attention. But my husband and I, we try to make sure that they know that they are loved, and they do a really great job of helping take care of Connor. Like, they enjoy helping put his feeding tube in to give him a feed, or giving him his meds.
That's awesome, because that could go either way. I mean,
it could, for sure. But Connor, he's a blessing to our family, for sure.
Absolutely. Now let's get to the dreams come true aspect. You live in a meet.
I do.
You and Connor and the boys and your husband. And how did dreams come true come into you guys' life?
A volunteer that lives in our town had approached me at a soccer game, I believe, for one of my boys, about granting Connor a wish. And this was shortly after his ICU stay. And I kind of blew it off like, oh, there's other kids that, would benefit from it, not us. And so I think the next soccer game and the next, she insisted. So I was like, you know what? I said, Connor probably would enjoy something. So we did our interview, and Connor is nonverbal, but he does thoroughly enjoy riding the golf cart and feeling the wind. And he loves music, and he loves people, and he really loves getting attention from people. So I knew that he would love a Disney World trip.
So you guys went to Disney how long ago?
We went in March of 2014.
And the whole family, we were talking about this off air too, it's one of my favorite things to point out about Dreams Come True. The whole family got to go, which had to be an incredible experience for you guys to get away like that.
Yes. If it wasn't for Dreams Come True, we would have never been able to pull this off on our own. And for my other boys to experience going to Disney World, because they had never been, with their brother and actually get to ride rides with Connor in his wheelchair. I mean, it was phenomenal. I would say that, you know, a week with no doctor's appointments and therapies where my boys could, you know, just simply enjoy each other with their mom and their dad in the happiest place in the world. It meant so much to us. It allowed us the opportunity to make amazing memories with Connor that we're going to cherish forever.
Sure, absolutely.
Every day is a new day, and we're not sure if Connor, you know, if he'll be here tomorrow or if he'll be here in a year. So we try to make the best of the time we have with him, and dreams come true. They definitely, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't get upset. That's okay. No, that's exactly what Dreams Come True does. And like you said earlier, without an organization like this, without the donations, I mean, Dreams Come True is part of it. We've got to have our public donating and helping out people like you and other kiddos like Connor. We've got to have those donations. What would you say to a not happy, that's the wrong word. What would you say to a family with healthy children who are kind of thinking, maybe I'll donate in a little bit?
I would ask them to consider donating, not only for families like mine, and not just for the children that experience these trials in their life, but for their siblings, and for their mom and dad, because it really provides like a little vacation where you don't have any stress and you don't have any worries. You don't have to worry about medical bills or doctor's appointments or an upcoming surgery, because you're in Disney World, or you choose a wish that, you know, takes your mind off of it. And
or paying for the lunch and stuff at Disney. Because, I mean, with all these doctor visits and stuff, just to be frank, I mean, it can't be cheap. So little things like that, too, that Dreams Come True covers makes a huge difference, I would imagine, for a family, too.
Yes, they even gave us spending money for all of the boys to buy souvenirs. And
all the boys, that's huge.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's huge. But we have to have these donations coming in to continue something like Dreams Come True. Eagle981.com is how you can donate. The link is right there on the homepage. Cannot miss it. It takes 2.5 minutes. And please consider any amount helps. And Katie, thank you again for coming in. Any last words?
No, because I might start crying again.
I know,
but
that's
just,
okay.
I thank y'all. I thank you for the other families. And please just donate. No amount is too small.
There you go. Eagle981.com to make those donations.